Hi everybody, this is Sensei at Game Over, and I just got my comic shipment in. It was supposed to come in Wednesday, so we're a little bit behind schedule on getting those out, but I am going to try to do like an unboxing of the comic so you guys can see what we got in, because I think we got a couple of pretty good things in. So before we do that though, if you'll check out my new hat that was given to me by Tyler Dalton. This is like the coolest Christmas hat I've ever seen. But thank you, Tyler, for doing that. Tyler the Artisan Pirate. Check out his YouTube channel, and he makes all kinds of stuff with woodworking and just some incredibly good and artistic stuff. Anyway, let's get down to it. I'm going to show you what comics we got in this week. In case you guys have not seen it before, this is kind of what some of the comics and little posters that I get each week come in. Sometimes, like this one, they'll send some really cool posters and stuff. And that's a really cool Aquaman poster from the movie. Right? And what else they got in here? Oh, they got my new calendar for 2019. I've been waiting for that, actually. Each day has some really cool comic covers on it. Some cool comic related stuff anyway for each month. So that's really cool. Let's see, here is a fairy tale, and I'm sorry if this is a bit jumbled up. Here's a fairy tale poster. If you guys haven't read this comic is hilarious. A lot of people think it's like a comic for kids, but and it is, but it's just so funny that you will probably enjoy reading it as much as I did as well. I try to read a little bit of everything whenever I get a chance, and that was one of the ones that I like a lot. And they've sent this big box with just a few things in it. Let's see, this is probably the new previews catalog, is it? Oh no, this is Batman the Damned #2. If you guys didn't get a copy of #1, they are incredibly hard to get right now for a cheap price. I think now they're going on eBay probably from anywhere from 50 to 80 bucks. Alright, that's the Damned. So I got a few of those in, and I have a feeling that those are going to go incredibly fast. So if you reserved a copy, if you have a subscription and you reserved a copy, then lucky you. Alright, now let's see what we've got in the other boxes here. Alright, here's the next box. Let me get the wrapping paper out of the way and see what we have in here. I said wrapping paper, but it's actually stuffing paper, I guess you'd call it. Alright, here's something I've been waiting on. This little series right here, The Batman Who Laughs. This might actually be this is my variant cover that I ordered for myself. That is The Batman Who Laughs. And I'm going to try to do some reading, some online reading of some of this stuff. I just don't have much time. Here's my blank variant cover, which is kind of cool. I am tempted to try to draw on it, and that's another thing I want to get into, by the way. I'll get back into, I should say. I'm trying to get my store in order so that I can start drawing again and creating some prints to draw and sell in the store. Here is Batman Detective Comics number 994. Alright, and we just got these in, by the way, and I mean literally just got them in, and so I haven't even put them in the computer yet, so I'm kind of rushing because I have to hurry up and get that done so I can get them on the shelves, Get the subscription in the boxes. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to any comics, please do come and support your local comic shop and try to subscribe to your favorite comic title. Or if you have kids, by all means, get your kids into reading comics. That's one of the things that I grew up doing, is reading comics. And a lot of people think that comics are too childish or too violent or anything like that. But the truth of the matter is that there are a lot of morals you can learn from comic books. For example, Batman who doesn't kill, who refuses to kill, who will take his own life before he tries to take the life of someone else. At least that was, the intent. And then Spider-Man, speaking of Spider-Man whose motto is, with great power comes great responsibility, who goes around saving the city, and that's Miles Morales, Spider-Man, by the way, in case you guys didn't know. We got a Star Tracker Waypoint. We've got some copies of, what is this? The Flash. Some copies of The Flash. And I'm really excited about trying to get back into drawing again, because I have been neglecting my artistic side way too much, and I think it's time that I get back in there. And there is Justice League Dark. We've got a Star Wars Han Solo Imperial Cadet. And I'm getting these out slower than I want to. I apologize, but my hands are cold and I'm doing the best I can, so please bear with me. We've got The Unstoppable Wasp, a good comic for young ladies who want to get into superheroes or something like that. We've got Spider-Gwen Ghost Spider, a new series that started. It's on number 3, and I haven't had a chance to read those yet, so I haven't had a chance to read much of anything yet. We've got a Black Hammer, but that is for one of my subscribers. Sideways, number 11. And what else is in here? There's a lot of other stuff in here. Oh yes, the Fantastic Four Wedding Special. Ben Grimm is supposedly finally getting married to Alicia, and that's a number 1, by the way, for those of you who are collectors. Alicia, the blonde girl, he's supposed to be finally getting married to. So we've got that. We've got the Titans, which is a spin-off of the Teen Titans. And what else? Got Hellboy Winter Special. One of these is also for one of my subscribers. He's been waiting a long time on that, and I finally got those in. Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. It says, where's Tony? That is Tony Stark. The Iron Man. The Invincible Iron Man. Here's the original copies of The Batman Who Laughs. Look at how sexy that comic is. That comic is amazing. That is also number 1 for those of you who are collectors. And it looks like he is back. And if you didn't read Justice League from last week, the Justice League comic was amazing. He referenced the Batman Who Laughs, who is coming back. And if you didn't read that comic, if you're not a comic reader, I suggest you read that comic, and you will be blown away. That comic was amazing. And there is Supergirl, Who Weeps for Krypton, number 25. Okay, this is Mystery Science Theater 3000. This is also for a subscriber. We've got Champions, one of my favorite books that I wish I had more time to read. Champions is an incredible book. I won't tell you too much about it because, again, I'm pressed on time right now. But again, I want you guys to see what we got coming in today. Scooby-Doo Apocalypse. For those of you who are Scooby-Doo fans, this comic is pretty awesome. Scooby-Doo Apocalypse is a new spin on Scooby-Doo and Friends. Alright, what else we got? The Amazing Spider-Man. The Amazing Spider-Man. Alright, bear with me for just a second. Alright, we have, more Mystery Science Theater. I think that's an alternate or a different cover. It might be a variant. I'm not sure. I think it might be a variant. I think I ordered a couple of different covers for this. Or maybe the first one I showed you was a variant. I'm not 100% sure. But, alright, Infinity Warps. Infinity Warps. Right here, Ghost Panther. This is the second one for Ghost Panther. It's like a cross between Black Panther and Ghost Rider, and you can see how awesome that looks. Whew, boy, that is awesome. Alright, and last but not least in this box is Hawkman, number 7. Not many Hawkman fans that come into the store, but I still get one copy just to be sure, just in case a Hawkman fan comes in. So there you go. And now let's move on to the next box. Okay, here's the last box. You guys will excuse me making a mess, but trying to get these things out in time. Like I said before, we were supposed to have them out Wednesday, but we just got them in, so that was not possible. Just another reason why I hate snow. Alright, let's see what we've got for this box. Alright, we have got Hit Girl. For those of you who didn't know she had a comic, Hit Girl has a pretty cool comic. Hit Girl from the movie Kick-Ass. Just the title, people. Just the title. Alright. There's Darth Maul, Star Wars Age of the Republic Darth Maul comic for you Star Wars fan. And this is also number 1. So that would be a good place to start. And speaking of which, some of us have a misconception. Some of you guys might have a misconception about comic books and where to start, or if you can start at the beginning. And the truth of the matter is, you don't have to. You don't always have to start at the beginning, because comic books are like episodes. Sometimes a story might run through 2 or 3 comics. Sometimes a story might run through 1 comic. And so every once in a while you might have to buy a couple of comics to get the full story. But just remember, they also recap on things when they write stories also. So for people who believe that you have to get a number 1 in order to understand what's going on, just remember that you don't always have to do that. That's the wonder of comics. If you had to do that, then the comic industry would fold in on itself, because everybody won't be able to get every single issue in order to understand what's going on. Let's see what else. Let's see what else I've got. There's an X-Men Red. One of the X-Men teams, X-Men Red, along with the X-Men Blue and Gold. And here's Spider-Force. This is also a new series that just started. And I'm sorry if my camera's a bit shaky. I'm trying to get these out so you guys can see them. I've got a DuckTales comic. I only have one or two people, two of the kids who come and get that. And I forgot to mention the Bitter Root that I put out. The Bitter Root comic. I've got a couple of people that are subscribed to that, so that will probably go super fast. I think I haven't put another one down here somewhere. There it is. Bitter Root. Two different covers of Bitter Root. There's that cover and that cover. Okay. Now we saw the Detective Comics, but here's the other Batman comic. Batman, but this one's an annual. The third annual. What Hunts the Dark Knight? Well, that sounds interesting. In the Skies Above Gotham City. Sounds very interesting. Alright. And here is X-23, the daughter of Wolverine. For those of you who saw Hugh Jackman's last Wolverine movie, X-23 was in it. Oblivious Song, another comic that I have. I might have put that one down here somewhere. There might have been another copy, a couple more copies. Oblivion Song. I've got a couple of people subscribed to that one as well. Haven't read that story yet though, so hopefully once I get everything settled and can sit down and relax for a change, I will be able to read a lot more of these comics. But sadly enough, when I opened up a comic shop, it became harder to find time to read comics. Alright, there's Spider Girls. Also a new series that started, and this one is on issue number 3. For Spider Girls, Doctor Strange has his own comic. For those Doctor Strange fans out there, it's a very good comic, by the way. And he looks awesome. Holy smokes. What in the world? He looks pretty epic in this comic. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I'm going to have to check that out. And, of course, the beautiful Black Panther. There we go. I read a few of the issues before when it first started coming out. It's on issue number 7. I'm going to have a couple of people who subscribe to this who like this one, but I haven't had a chance to read the new spinoff. There's some more Batman Detective that I already put out. I don't know why they got them mixed up this time. What else do I have? From Magic the Gathering, Chandra #1. I got a feeling that's going to go pretty fast. That is an awesome cover. For my Friday Night Magic people, you might want to come check this out. I don't know how many copies I ordered. I don't remember. It might have only been a couple because I can never tell what's going to sell and what doesn't. Here in Burlington, North Carolina. Here's Spider-Geddon, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man. Another X-23 that somehow got pushed down in the bottom. What is this? This is FemForce. This is a comic I used to read a few years ago, and I saw that they had it for order at Diamond and started getting it, but I haven't had a chance to read it yet. Oh man! All right, what else is down in here? There's a lot of stuff in here. Having a hard time pulling them out of the box for you guys, but bear with me. My Little Pony. Got a couple of young girls who like this comic. They come in weekly to get that. Suicide Squad. Bam. A comic that I can't sell for some reason, probably because the movie sucked. Some people might have liked the movie, but I did not like the Suicide Squad movie. That had a lot of potential and they could have done a lot better. This one's for Sean. He ordered this one specifically because I don't normally get Headlopper, but he wanted that, so I got that for one of my regulars. Redlands. I read the first couple of issues of this and it was awesome. This is a really good storyline. Not all the comics that I have are superhero comics, by the way. There are some really good Image comics and IDW comics that are good. Just good stories, a good read. And that's another thing that I try to explain to people. A lot of comics are written by actual writers. It's not just for kids. It's actual writers. And It's just really cool to read some of the stuff that some of the talented writers write and some of the talented artists draw. So don't hesitate. Don't be too skeptical about reading comics or thinking it's just for kids or thinking that it's not good for your kids. Because again, there's a lot. There's a lot of comics out there. There's some comics that kids can't read or shouldn't read, but for the most part, like DC and Marvel and some of the IDW, the worst of it is a little violence, you know. But of course, when you study war in school or history, there's a lot of violence throughout history anyway, so it's not much different. A lot of things they see on TV, you know, it's not much different. It's not much different from watching people fight. But the good thing is, oh, that's Sleepwalker, by the way, sorry about that. The good thing is that they can also learn morals from it. You can learn not to fight or how to, you know, how to handle certain situations maybe, just by reading comics. All right, this looks interesting. The Avengers, that is the Savage She-Hulk and Thor? Is that Thor? That might be Thor. The Savage She-Hulk and it's got to be Thor. But I might have to open this up. I hope that would be an interesting romance with Thor and the Savage She-Hulk. Oh, and also, by the way, those of you who let your kids play video games like, man, I must have suppressed my memory on this one. Fortnite. Yeah, that's it. Fortnite. There's a little bit of violence in video games too, where you shoot people and stuff, things like that. So comics aren't much different from that either. So basically, my point is, I would just like to see more people reading. I like to see more kids getting involved in reading comics, and not just because I want to make money with my store, because Lord knows I would have closed a long time ago if that were the case, but just the joy of reading comics, the joy of collecting comics, learning how to take care of comics, you know, comic ethics, and you know, just the thrill of possessing something, knowing something might be valuable one day, having something that you can pass on to your kids, things like that. And sorry, I got distracted for a second, but yeah, I lost my thought. But anyway, it'll come back to me in a minute. But there's the Uncanny X-Men. Uncanny X-Men. There is, what is that? Shadow Man. Oh, that's a nice looking cover. Holy smokes, that's awesome. That's a very nice looking cover. But this one is also for one of my subscribers who has a subscription with us. Silver Surfer. That looks interesting. I haven't really been impressed with the artwork on Silver Surfer much, and I hope they changed it a little, and it looks like they did not. I'm not a big fan of the artwork in this, but some people do like it, so I keep getting it. Okay, what else do we have? We have Wonder Woman, number 60. Wonder Woman, number 60. There we go. Oh, I know what I was talking about. I was talking about, you know, the thrill of collecting comics, the joy of collecting comics, and all the things that you can get out of, which I'm going to do a video on about later. I'm going to do a couple of videos, and that is definitely going to be one of the topics. There's Iron Fist, for you Iron Fist fans. Ooh, the comics are sliding all over the place. And there we go. The Batman Who Laughs again. To finish it off, I might draw that on that blank variant cover that I got and see how that turns out. Yeah, wish me luck on that. Alright guys, thank you for watching my video. Be sure to subscribe below if you're interested in seeing more videos from Game Over. Also check out our friends at Imagine Stuff. Check out their YouTube channel. They've got a lot of crazy, funny videos. As well as the Artisan Pirate. He has a YouTube channel. He's a great woodworking craftsman. He's got a lot of videos and how-to videos of some of the projects that he's made. So check them out. And until next time, it's game over.